There's definitely a moment happening. And let's see now with Kamala Harris. I actually have loved working with Ekta and with Karan. When I won the Oscar for Period End of Sentence 2019, she was the first phone call. Gangs of Wasseypur actually did not get its fair chance because it was in cinemas. Part 2 was in cinemas only for 5 days. Even Laila Majnu, did not really get its fair share. Post the Me Too movement, there was definitely a switch that went on in my brain. I think more power to WCC and the women in cinema and Malayalam industry. It's been incredible what they've been able to pull off, but it didn't come so easily. I got to learn a lot in Lunchbox because it was marketed, which was a film that was otherwise not India mein release hi nahi hoti if it was not for Dharma. I think the misconception is that Dharma only does love songs and rom-com. I mean, also did Kill. My whole Shadi, everything was inspired by the love of Shah Rukh Khan.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shosha. I am Titash Chaudhary in conversation with Guneet Monga Kapoor. Hi Guneet.
Thank you for having me on Shosha.
Absolutely, it's our honor and pleasure. So let's start with Gyara Gyara, your latest release.
Yeah.
And so we heard that it's the most watched show on ZEE5, which I think is, of course, another feather in your cap. How do you still celebrate this successes, or are you like in that state कि अभी मैं गुनीत मोंगा हूँ तो मुझे तो success मिलनी ही है?
नहीं ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. हम बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, बहुत self doubt में मैं भी रहती हूँ.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Because you work in a vacuum and you're just like, I hope it lands, I hope people understand it, I hope people champion it, I hope people watch it.
Yeah.
So it's incredible what we've been able to do at ZEE5 with Gyara Gyara. I only heard today that 50 crore views have happened. It's the #1 show of this year.
Wow.
It's the most Googled show for ZEE5 this year. So I'm excited, I'm excited that so many people are watching it, are championing it. I'm getting great feedback on it, and it's very, very, widespread on the platform. And yeah, very happy that, people are seeing it because, technically it's a police procedural.
Sure.
But because it has a bit of sci-fi, it's so exciting to be able to do a material like that. And I think Umesh Bisht has done an incredible job. So we're happy. I'm very, very grateful for its success.
So does that call for a sequel?
That is exactly what I want. I'd love to get into the sequel, and that is our studio's call, and I'm hoping for that call back.
Great. No, I'm sure that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned sci-fi, I think us Indian audiences, we love watching sci-fi, all these Hollywood films that we go to watch, on the big screen. Also, I think for a lot of Hollywood films, if we look at the credit roll, there are Indian companies doing, the VFX and all that. But despite that, why do you think we don't have a big market for homegrown sci-fi content?
Because a lot of Hindi films have not really worked in sci-fi.
Okay.
कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत Mr. India चला था. But it's very grounded. So the whole conversation, sci-fi as a genre से डर लगता है because we've not really seen box office numbers for Hindi films.
Why do you think so?
I actually don't know. Maybe because it's too alien, maybe it's not something that is part of pop culture. I wanted to just be able to land this. There is a bit of a stigma to do newer things, because everybody wants to do familiar things and familiar territories में अंदर जाना होता है. But we are a fan. I'm a fan as a filmmaker. Like, even when we did Kill, I wanted to do extreme action. I wanted to be able to bring that experience to Indian cinemas. And there was always a conversation कि ये कौन देखेगा, कैसे होगा, किसको पसंद आएगी, where are the audience? Because it's never happened. So similarly, even doing sci-fi and making a mystery thriller out of it. So we were almost like putting it together as a mystery thriller and a police procedural, because police procedural बहुत सालों से टीवी पे चल रहे हैं, like a whodunit, crime shows जो आपको end तक देखने का मन करता है. They're very watchable, as shows. But putting the tadka of sci-fi and keeping that sci-fi grounded, because it's just two broken walkie-talkies talking across timelines on Gyara Gyara.
Yeah.
And that starts a butterfly effect, and not overcomplicating that, but keeping that just right, that can be consumed by a mass audiences on Z5 was definitely a piece of our discussion, was definitely something that we really were very aware of, and we were really hoping that it lands and people are not put off by it and people lap it up. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now that you speak about it, the butterfly effect is something we haven't seen here.
Yeah.
The only film that comes to mind when I think of that is The Truman Show.
Yeah, but it's not Indian.
Yeah, it is not. It is not. Absolutely.
So that's why, because as a genre, it's not something that is made its popular money somewhere little bit very grounded मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा accessible तरीके से मिस्टर इंडिया में हुआ था और वो चला भी था और वो हमारे पॉप कल्चर में है, बट उसके अलावा मतलब बहुत मुश्किल से हमें करने को भी मिलता है.
बिल्कुल.
Otherwise it's very indie. So how do you make it in the popular space and a bigger footprint, was an attempt on 11/11. So we had to put it out in the police procedural, which is otherwise a popular genre, a mystery thriller, which is otherwise a popular genre, crime thrillers, which is otherwise, popular. And उस सब के बीच में we had a bit of sci-fi.
Yeah. Coming back to 11/11, I think the casting is very interesting. So before the release, I was speaking to the actors, and I mean, we loved Raghav and Kritika in the show. Tell me, so of course now I understand when there is OTT, there's no pressure of the box office, so you don't necessarily need to cast a star, who can bring in the revenues. But was there ever a thought here कि let's go for, let's say, more mainstream names, more prominent names?
ऐसा नहीं था कि स्टार के पास जाना है या स्टार के पास नहीं जाना. We literally tested half the city.
Really? Wow.
For the 3 roles. And we also did that for Kill. So I think there's a process to this. And all these 3 actors were phenomenal.
Absolutely.
The way they internalized the parts, what they brought to screen, what they brought to their test, really was a matter of confidence for us. Be like, let's be on this journey together. They made it their own, and that's what shows.
So 11/11 happened post Kill.
Yes.
So you still auditioned Raghav.
Yeah, he tested for it. Of course, I brought it to him, but he did test for it because it is a different director.
Yeah.
It is a different director जिन्होंने पिछले 2 साल से ये पूरा दुनिया बनाई and लिखा है. And that director needs to feel comfortable that, how will this person embody it?
Right.
And you are seeing tests from around, and I generally feel like it's good to test. It's good to, give that food for thought on what you can bring to the table. Because it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
It's not like, this is what I need to do. And that's what makes things unique and magical. So Raghav actually was incredible. And of course he tested.
Yeah. So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first time you had collaborated with Mr. Karan Johar was The Lunchbox. That was the first one. So then there was Kill, of course, now 11/11. When you look at it from the outside, it seems like you both belong to 2 different schools of acting, okay? Of cinema, rather. So, how does the synergy work?
I think, yes, if we do belong to 2 different schools of cinema, like you said, I just think there is a common thread, which is love for cinema.
Yeah.
Karan is an absolute cinephile. I love the business of storytelling. In all my work, you can see the each and every little nuance or conversation, one has been part of or so proud of putting out there. That love is there. And then it is conversation that the intention was always there. I think I got to learn a lot in Lunchbox because it was marketed, which was a film that was otherwise not, India में release ही नहीं होती if it was not for Dharma. And if it was not for Karan. They came, they championed it, made it their own, took it far and wide. And the success of Lunchbox in India is definitely as much as Dharma's as it is all the producers and all of us in it. So there was always a conversation for a decade to, work together to find something. And I happened to take Kill to them, and Karan loved it. And, it was a very quick meeting. I was like, sure, you want to do it. And there's a lot of sense of faith.
Yeah.
I know that our film will be presented and released in the best way. I know we'll be able to make the best version of the film. There is understanding there of all the work, years of work that we have done at Sikhya. So it's a great co-production.
It is, absolutely. Since you now know him well, I'm assuming so, Tell me, what's the biggest misconception you think that there is about Karan Johar?
I think the misconception is that Dharma only does love songs and rom-com. I mean, also did Kill, also have empowered so many. I think they also work with insanely first-time directors, newer. They're giving so many actors a chance, so many directors, writers. It's a massive organization that is doing cinema and TV and OTT and films across and giving a lot of and mentoring a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think to be blamed only to do a certain kind of work with a certain kind of people is very, very unfair.
That is true. Now, after working with, a set of fresh talent, be it your technicians or actors for that matter, we also know that you're a big fan of Shah Rukh Khan. So, when is that collab happening?
Yeah, in fact, my whole shadi, everything was inspired by
Yes.
the love of Shah Rukh Khan. One day, I hope I'm manifesting. It will.
It will.
Yeah.
Have
किसी
you?
चीज को पूरी शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाती है, तो वो कायनात जुड़ रही है, मैनिफेस्ट हो रहा है, जैसे ऑस्कर मैनिफेस्ट किया था, ये भी कर रही हूँ.
Arey wah. Have you met him and told him ever that I want to work with you?
Yes, of course.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Great. A while back, I was just reading one of your interviews. You spoke about, as much as there is increased conversations about the representation of the South Asian community, or the African community, there is also a need to represent the brown community.
Yes.
Now that, you have spent some time there, I'm sure you have interacted with a lot of filmmakers there. Do you see it changing in any way?
I think it's definitely a start with a lot of amazing brown community there, from Dev to Riz Ahmed to Purna Jagannath to Richa Morjani to Frida Pinto to Mindy Kaling. There is definitely a huge Priyanka Chopra,
Of course, how can we forget? Yeah.
Priyanka Chopra Junis. There is definitely there's definitely a moment happening, and let's see now with Kamala Harris how it pans out. But there's definitely a stronger, wider conversation. There is an awareness of doing more. And for the community to show up more, for brown talent. So what Kumail Nanjiani was able to do, or what Dev has been able to do, or what Riz has been able to do, or even what Richa is doing, it's incredible. So I feel like you will see a lot of change in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. But there's a significant conversation which is very, very strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, we had an Indian actor, headlining Bridgerton,
Yes.
last season, which is, I mean, this is just one example that I'm giving.
Yes, the boundaries are blurring.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like with OTT, of course, and firstly, there's been a very large conversation of Asians. Now the conversation is moving forward with Southeast Asians. So it's part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. After Ekta Kapoor had won the Emmys, I was speaking to her and she said that. So I told her, what's next? What's that one thing that you're the most excited about? She said, I cannot wait to collaborate more and more with Guneet Monga.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she said that, we do plan on, coming up with a few international projects.
Yes.
So what's happening on that front?
I actually have a meeting with Ekta tonight, right after the interview. I actually really, she's empowered me a lot. She's empowered Sikya a lot. And we did Paglet and Kathal, and we will soon be announcing our next, which is work in progress. And it's a beautiful relationship with Balaji. And I feel like, somewhere I actually have loved working with Ekta and with Karan. And from Sikya point of view, all of us at Sikya. Kathal and Paglet was with Balaji, and Kelan 11 recently was with Dharma. So it's building my own universe of collaborators, partners, partners that empower, partners that you love working with, who actually give you a lot more of insights, knowledge, and their years of experience that they bring on the table. So it definitely accelerates us as filmmakers, as our careers, and as, and whatever we have learned from around the world to be able to bring here and to be able to nurture in the best way. So I feel like this base has been made in heaven. So yeah, I actually used to work for Ekta. I was a supervising producer on Once Upon a Time in Mumbai. So I
Really?
worked at Balaji in 2009, and now to be able to collaborate with her
Imagine.
and
What a journey.
yeah, it's to be on stages with her is always a moment of huge gratitude, and it's overwhelming. It's beautiful. She's championed me since then. Since I think 2009, she was like, whenever you want to do something, you call me. And I was always like, maybe, I don't know. But she's always been that person. When I won the Oscar for Period End of Sentence 2019, she was the first phone call who called me and he was like, you come back, whatever you want to do, I want to back it. And I was like, maybe it's a polite conversation, but it really wasn't. She followed up on it. She's like, you come back, I want to work with you. And I was like, okay. And then I went and met her and that's how Paglet happened. And I was like, I want to do this film, I want to do it with Sanya. And she's like, let's do it. And that's how that happened. And then that led into doing one more and many more.
Yeah.
But definitely a very strong ally.
Yes. So, this year there was Kill, of course, 11-11, which we are talking about. But there's something more interesting. So, Gangs of Wasseypur is going to return to this big screen.
Yeah. Miraj Cinemas and Viacom came together to release it. And it's running at... in cinemas, we're getting the report right now. It's been at 80%. I've seen people wearing gamchas and coming up to screens. I'm tagged on so many posts. It's so adorable. And definitely, Gangs of Wasseypur actually did not get its fair chance because it was in cinemas. Part 2 was in cinemas only for 5 days.
Oh.
Because I think Ekta Tiger had come out after 5 days and usko cinema run uska mila hi nahi. And over a decade, the conversation on Gangs of Wasseypur is so strong that I hope, it finds its audience. It will be the biggest success story.
Now, how do you look at this trend, Guneet, of older films now, returning to the screens and giving a solid tucker to the films that are actually releasing right now? We have seen that with Rockstar and Laila Majnu. How do you look at this trend?
No, it's, I think, incredible.
Yeah.
Because even Laila Majnu, did not really get its fair share. There's so many reasons that happen. I don't know what happened exactly during Laila Majnu release, if it was an external reason or something. But if you can, and also there are periods here when there are, fewer films releasing. We are coming out of pandemic and there is a habit formation that needs to happen of going back to cinemas, and owning that up. So anything that helps. I mean, we're consuming so much of international content. We should be able to also celebrate our own cinema, right? So yeah, it's incredible.
Yes. This was, I think, in an interview back in 2019, you had said that I was doing a certain kind of films, producing them, but I think the Me Too movement sort of brought about an impact in the way I started looking at films, in the way I wanted to make films. And I think Paglet was the first film that you produced after all of that. Can you tell me how did it impact you? What made you want to change your, perhaps...
I, in fact, was working in a different company before I formed Sikya. And I had a moment of realization that I've produced around 20 films and none of them are directed by a woman. And I wanted to actively work in a space as a producer to be able to work with more women creators. I went on to do Zindagi in Short with 7 directors. Out of that, 4 of them were women. Or the documentaries, or Elephant Whispers, or Period End of Sentence, or even Surarari Potru with Sudha Kongara. I have championed, post the Me Too movement, there was definitely a switch that went on in my brain that whatever world I am inhabiting, whichever, I'm a producer and whatever I'm creating, how do we represent women matters to me. And if we can expand the conversation with more women being part of the team, with more skill development, with more women directors, I'll be the happiest.
Yeah.
So I definitely I seek out and be like, I'd love to, at the right time, with the right commerce and the script coming together. I'm developing a bunch with many women directors. And that's the work that I'm happy to do.
Yeah. So, yeah. As we wrap this up, Guneet will have to... I want to ask you about the HEMA committee. A lot is happening and we need to talk about it. Do you see that trickling down into the Hindi film industry into any way, where a committee is being formed, for the greater good?
So, I think more power to WCC and the women in cinema and Malayalam industry. it's been incredible what they've been able to pull off, but it didn't come so easily. It was not like it's happened. There was a terrible incident that happened in 2017 that led to some women coming together and first make a collective. But then what does that collective do? So that it is what is genius about the women who came together in WCC is that they did not go to social media, or they did not go to a body. They straight went to the government. They went to a government for a policy impact. And they went to the government they went to a government to say that now please intervene, and why don't you see what is happening, right? The level of discrimination or sexual favors or pay parity or across that was going on, and that's when a retired judge investigated, and the Hema Commission report was formed. It was formed and submitted 5 years later. I think even the government was shocked. This is the scale, and this is the scale of discrimination or lack of safety of women happening in the industry, and more than taking a stand, I think right now in an RTA the committee has come out. So what follows now is absolutely unfolding in front of us. It's important to raise voice. It's important to do it well. Change doesn't happen with one person screaming at top of their lungs, right? Or one person even screaming about an atrocity. It happens with a group wanting a policy change and wanting safety, wanting toilets on sets, wanting proper posh committees to be set up. So I think right now what is happening there is that hopefully there is a new film commission report that is formed, which forms the basis of what the world order could be in the industry and how to make it a safe space for women. And I'm looking forward for those insights, right? There is a lot of learning. There is a lot of, you can't just wake up tomorrow morning and say we are going to change the way. How do you change patriarchy? It's years of conditioning, right? But what we can do is learn from each other. I mean, in the industry that I inhabit, in Sikha, there is a posh committee. We have conversations going before every film. We have a process to that. There are always toilets. There are more toilets. Those things have happened. We live in an echo chamber. But that is not how the rest of the industry is. So at this point, it's important to listen. It's important to learn. And it's important to understand what the world order is going to be there. But more power to the women of WCC to be able to do it correctly. And I hope a policy change happens. I hope a policy impact happens. So that will just enforce safety and better working condition for women across working in media.
Absolutely. And it's great that, several other industries are also taking a cue, from them, and that's happening in West Bengal also. And hopefully, better times ahead for all of us, for all us women. But thank you so much, Guneet, for your time.
Thank you.
Looking forward to what you do next. Hopefully, a sequel like we were talking about to 11-11.
Yeah.
And Paglet also. I liked
I hope. Paglet has my heart.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Guneet Monga Kapoor and you're watching me on News 18.